Hi guys, Iron Cameraman here. Today I have prepared a very unusual and interesting theory for you. It is interesting because all the time on my channel, I have been avoiding this topic. I was always skeptical about it and did not think that Dafook would do something like this. You wrote to me about it under the videos, even in the Discord server. I kept trying not to think about it and to get away from it as neatly as possible. But I am still a theorist, and I have to tell you my viewers about it, especially when the evidence for the truth of this theory started to appear. So we have a celebration today. You have waited for this moment. Today we will talk about the possible appearance of a new race in the series, and I will try to tell you why the new race will consist of one agent who will help Dafook. How is the chair involved here? Let's find similarities to old episodes of the show and speculate on when the new agent will come out. So make yourselves comfortable, stock up on goodies, and I'll get to the crazy theory. Or not really, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Anyways, here we go. At the moment, as we can see, the Alliance is having a very difficult time. Astro Toilets have launched a massive offensive. It's clear they need to destroy both Alliance and Skibidi Toilets. It doesn't matter who's on which side anymore. For Astro Toilets, all life forms on Earth are targets. I won't explain the Astro's goals and their plan for the 100th time. If you're interested, watch it in this clip. In the new 75 episode, we see the hopelessness of the situation. The agents are hiding in any room that can at least somewhat protect them. They can't even get the agents out to safety because the Astros attack without sparing anyone. The situation is the same for Skibidi Toilets. They are also hiding and preparing their plans on how they can counter such a formidable enemy. So it is obvious that agents and Skibidi Toilets need help. Right now, that help lies in an alliance between the Alliance and Skibidi Toilets. This is how they will be able to defeat such a powerful army of Astro Toilets. Yes, you'd also think that Dafook won't stay on the sidelines and maybe already fight more openly, but that's unlikely. It seems to me that we are missing a very important thing. Let's look back at the old episodes and compare them with the new ones to get a better understanding of what kind of help may come to our alliance. Digging around in this thread, I found something. Remember what happened in episode 34? Yes, that was the episode where the TV men first appeared, not directly, but sort of observing. There he is, you see him standing in the background. Now let's look at episode 74. And what do we see there? That's right, a strange agent. But I think this is the first agent of a new race on the show. Look, this character is unlike anyone else in the Alliance. We can also clearly see that instead of a head, he probably has a monitor. This is reinforced by the fact that, in episode 74, we were literally directly shown the computers in the container where the humans were. This makes us realize that this agent was the first member of a new race. I think you see where I'm going with this. Most likely there will be a new race, or, as I think more likely, one new agent very soon. I made this conclusion for a reason. Dafook has been hinting at new agents for a long time, since episode 44, where on one of the banners you could see a computer and the inscription, Bright Future. And later, already throughout the series, little by little we saw hints. The most vivid and memorable hint was in episode 70, where literally everywhere near Dafook, there were computers. And I will remind you that Secret Agent is the one who created the entire alliance, so that kind of detail is just impossible to miss. Before we go any further, we need to remember how TV men came to be, and so we can understand this picture more clearly. Let's dive into the old episodes. In episode 30, there's a fateful moment where the agents start to lose. There is a full-scale toilet offensive. The agents have very little chance of survival. Here in 34 episode, TV men appear for the first time, and after that, in 39 episode, they come to the light, helping the agents. Doesn't that remind you of anything? Let me tell you. In episode 70, the fateful moment, Skibidi Scientist dies. After this event, Astro Toilets openly attack. The agents start hiding and surviving as best they can, and in episode 74, we see a new agent. What do you guys think? We know how Dafook likes to repeat things that have been on the show before, and as you can imagine, we can guess that it won't be long before a new race or a new character comes out and helps the Alliance and Skibidi Toilets. Not only is this similarity in terms of chronology funny, but also the fact that even the gap between episodes is the same. And here is another indirect fact that supports this theory. The most obvious, the Alliance is now at a major disadvantage. It is completely losing. We see that no one can stop the Astros so far, and their offensive is quite successful, which is definitely not to Secret Agent's liking. So creating a new race sounds like a good idea on his part, but not an entire race, but one new agent. Earlier I said that history repeats itself, so it is quite possible that a new hero will soon appear in the Alliance. Also, a very interesting detail could be noticed in episode 75. It was this character right here who was constantly watching our agents, which reminded me of the way the TV men watch the Alliance. If anything, this watcher is hardly Secret Agent, as we can see a green glow when he appears, but we haven't seen that in this episode. This lets us know that this character is unlikely to be Secret Agent. It's more likely to be, shall we say, the host of that new agent. As I think a whole new race will have no place in the story, as we might have noticed one pattern. When a new race appears in the series, a new arc begins. And given that Astro Toilet's arc has already started recently, changing the arc again in such a short time is as unlikely as possible. And if you watched my analysis of episode 73, I already said there, using the example of TV men, that all 3 Alliance races were in the series from the very beginning. This is confirmed by one of Camerawoman's flashbacks, in which it was noticeable how Simp Camera was already looking at a picture at that time, and it's not hard to guess that it's a picture of TV Woman. And chronologically, that flashback was back in the days when there wasn't even a hint of TV men, much less TV Woman. In case of normal appearance of the new race, unless we are wrong, Dafuk Boom, I think, as well as with TV men, will need to use this kind of memories to show us that this representative of the new race was there a long time ago, just did not show himself. By the way, in the process of writing the script for this video, I thought that now I will find 1,000 reasons how I will refute this theory. But in the end, on the contrary, found a cool, indirect confirmation to it. But even so, purely intuitively and for some other reasons, I have little faith in the very idea of a large-scale reconstruction within the Alliance. Or at least in such a case, as I said, Dafuk will have to justify such an innovation with a logical explanation and the meaning of the new race. After all, there are enough characters as it is, and there are plenty of unclosed story arcs without it. So purely in my personal opinion, the outcome that it will be a whole new race of computer men is unlikely to come true. It's more likely that there will be a new agent. This is hinted at by this chair right here, which after the strange agent disappeared, started moving as if he was moving around with it. Also, let me remind you that this is a computer chair, which once again indirectly proves the new character's attachment to computers. Especially this chair has been haunting our agents for the entire episode, which seems very strange. And since we could see this character in the car, most likely one of his main abilities is invisibility, and with the help of this chair he can move. And this is very logical, because back in episode 74, we saw him only at the moment when the purple TV man was in a state of teleportation, that is, was not in the usual state, which allowed us to see this character, which is not available for viewing by ordinary agents in a normal state. And let's also remember that Skibidi Toilets were present in that scene, and right in front of them was that mysterious agent, although he was probably not visible there, as Skibidi Toilets would have definitely killed him otherwise. This further proves my theory about his ability to be invisible. So most likely this is all being done for a reason, and Dafuk is slowly preparing us for something important. But why is he needed? We see that the new enemy is much stronger than the ones the Alliance was fighting before. That's why Dafuk has specifically activated his assistant, through whom he will pass information to the agents in order to win. It seems to me that the new character is in a single copy so that Secret Agent can communicate with the Alliance through him. Let me explain. We know that Dafuk will not be revealed, as he himself said in episode 70, that something must remain secret. That something is Secret Agent, but he will have to help the Alliance directly, and he realizes the dangers of coming out of the shadows like that. First, there are Astro Toilets, and second, people who clearly know Dafuk and are therefore unlikely to cooperate with him. That's why he needs such an accomplice to lead and relay orders from secret agent. Also, it can be proved by the fact that from the memories of Camera Woman, it becomes clear that TV men and speaker men were in the very first episodes, but the race of computer men was not. So it is clear that such an agent will be the only and main assistant to Dafuk. After all, it's his new abilities and ideas that will help win this war. Yes, you can tell me that the alliance of Skibidi Toilets and agents will be the force that will defeat the Astro, and they won't need anyone else. But I don't think so. You know from my theory that Dafuk was well aware of Astro and was specifically helping both Skibidi Toilets and the Alliance. That's what I explained in this video. If you're interested, watch it. But now G-Man already has something that will help Skibidi Toilet race. It's his suit that will give him back his former power, and the Alliance has nothing. They've lost one of their titans, the other one is seriously injured. All the agents are in different places and there's no way to get them out of there. We saw that in episode 75. The agent's tech can't handle the Astro, and neither can the agents themselves. We literally watch the agents being bullied. They can't do anything against Astro Toilets. In episode 75, if it wasn't for Skibidi Toilets, there would be nothing left of the agents. This proves once again that the Alliance needs reinforcements. We have seen throughout the series how a new race comes to the aid of the Alliance in their hour of need to help counter the enemies. We all know that Dafuk likes to repeat the past of the series, so a new race or one strong character will be there. But one question remains: when? Here's where it's actually easier than it seems. We've already seen him, which means his appearance will be very soon. I even know in which episode exactly. See, I said above that Dafuk likes to refer to past situations in the show, so we found similarities between episodes 34 and 74. That's where we first saw a bit of the new characters for the first time. From this, we can make the assumption that we should expect his appearance in episode 79, just before the fire episode, namely 80. And I think a lot of people have already guessed how I calculated this, but just in case, let me explain. We see the similarity of 34 and 74 episodes, and in principle, the situation is similar to that in the 30th episode. So it's easy enough to understand that if Dafuk decided to repeat the appearance of TV men on the new agent, it means that it will be in episode 79 that he will come out of the shadows to help the Alliance, as he did in episode 39 with TV men. Especially, we all know that episode 80 is going to be fiery. Maybe that's where, with his help and the alliance of agents and Skibidi Toilets, will be the first serious victory that will change the course of the war. Phew, well, that's kind of it for now. I didn't expect the dissection of this popular theory to be so interesting, so I think you owe it to yourself to put like and subscribe to the channel. For your sake, I stepped over myself and decided to take it seriously, and it turned out to be not in vain. Bye.